Etsy has rolled out their plan and highlights and insights on how they plan to keep Etsy unique and safe in 2023. Also, find out how to get featured in Etsy's spotlights as a shop owner and creator and beyond. All that and more in this episode of Seller News. Let's go. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I am your host, LL. Glad to be back with you guys. And I have another Etsy seller news episode for you guys where I highlight some of the newsworthy stuff, the things that you guys should know about if you are an Etsy seller or an e-commerce seller. I don't always touch on Etsy things, but I touch on relevant things related to the space of selling online, e-commerce, Etsy, what have you. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is Etsy released their list of what they're doing for 2023 as far as keeping Etsy safe and unique. And I'll pop that up here so you guys can see it, and we'll go over it together and point out a few highlights that are relevant to you as an Etsy seller. All right, so this came from Etsy's trust and safety team within Etsy. They work to protect the marketplace by enforcing the house rules. So they are basically saying that they're planning to invest over $50 million in trust and safety efforts in 2023. And I think a lot of that is really going to come down to the counterfeit problem that has always been there, always probably will be there. But I know just like any platform, they can get better at curbing it. So here's what they're working on. These are the key areas of focus that they're talking about, making it clear what can and can't be sold on Etsy, because there's still people that are putting up counterfeit stuff that have no idea that they can't do it. They don't realize just because you can make a stuffed animal or weave a stuffed animal for a Disney character that you created it, but it's not yours to create. So you can't do that. It's not allowed. Even if you're creating it from scratch, those items are still trademarked, copyrighted. You can't, just because you're doing it yourself, you can't create those things. So they're going to do a better job, I think, of highlighting what can't be sold. They're going to remove counterfeit items and listings that don't follow the Handmade policy. So they plan to expand and improve the accuracy of automated technology we use to quickly identify and remove listings that don't belong on Etsy, while also investing in the teams of people to review violations. We're also committed to ensuring that shops that repeatedly violate our policies are removed from the platform for good. So that is good. I know they are investing in, I covered this before, technology to help automate this a little bit so they can move a little bit faster. They're going to make it easier for sellers to appeal policy decisions and get a quick resolution. They said we've seen a 17 increase in seller satisfaction with appeals process. I know this is a big complaint. A lot of people, shops get shut down, suspended, and it's actually not warranted. It's a mistake. And then it takes days to get it resolved. So hopefully they fix that if it's a mistake and something that shouldn't happen, because that can really hurt your shop, especially if you're a routine seller, you have consistent sales. Getting your shop shut down will absolutely kill your SEO. They are communicating quickly and transparently with shops that violate policies to let them know what actions we're taking and why, and proactively share more education to help sellers better understand Etsy's policies. So this is another complaint I hear. My shop got shut down. I don't know why. I didn't receive anything from Etsy. That's usually not the case. Maybe the email's in spam or whatever, but they're saying that they're going to do an even better job. They don't shut down shops for no reason. Whether it's a mistake or not, you should absolutely get an email telling you what exactly happened, why your shop is suspended or shut down. Maybe in your spam or your bulk folder, but it looks like they're going to continue to work on making that even more clear. And then they're going to make it easier for sellers to review and update their personal business information so you can keep our community safe and reduce fraud. So this was kind of aligned with a new Plaid thing where you had to verify your banking information. That was all to reduce fraud. We want sellers on the marketplace that are real sellers, not people that are trying to scam people. So they're going to continue to work on doing that. And then here is a few highlights of, based on the things that the actions that they're taking. So they're investing in a new automated technology. This is just like we, I already talked about, help us remove more than 4 times as many listings for violating our handmade policy in 2022 than the previous year. So 4-time increase is really, really good. That's a huge dent. So there's still a lot on there. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like you remove 5 and another 10 pop up. It's going to be an ongoing battle, but the technology and the investment in this is going to continue to help for sellers like us that are doing things the right way. And then they're making it easier for sellers and brands to report alleged intellectual property violations. So they made it, they have the easy reporting portal to make it easier for shop owners to submit stuff for intellectual property infringement, which is good if people are doing it the right way and not just doing bogus claims. I don't know how they're preventing that. I know that's something that some people have been worried about. This is kind of the bogus intellectual property infringement, because Etsy doesn't, they take the side of whoever's submitting it and just take the stuff down. If it's bogus, then you have to fight it and talk to the party that submitted it and get evidence and then get it overturned, which is a big pain in the butt. So hopefully they refine that and at least get both parties involved before just taking stuff down. And some of them I think are more obvious than others, where it's clearly intellectual property infringement, and sometimes it's not as clear. So, and they said fewer cases were opened in 2022, and they were resolved more quickly in terms of intellectual property violations. In 2022, cases were reported cases were resolved in just 14 hours on average, whereas before it was 4.5 days in 2021. So they're moving quicker and quicker. 14 hours is still too long, but they are moving in the right direction. And then they're also investing in their support teams to help sellers get the help they need when they need it. In 2022, we launched new live support options like live chat and Etsy's Help Center. As of November 2022, any seller with a listing can access the 24/7 live chat in Etsy's Help Center for most support topics. So this is good. The live chat is great. I love live chat over being, having to call in because you can still work and then you're just waiting to get the chat responses. So I prefer live chat. And I know before they didn't have it for everyone. Now they do have it for everyone, or at least that's what they're saying. And there's a lot of sellers out there that need help. So this is a good thing. They're giving sellers more resources to get help. All right. And the next topic I wanted to cover is how to get featured in Etsy's Spotlight series, basically by telling your story as a shop owner. This is the ability to get featured in either Etsy's blog, Etsy's community space, Etsy's seller handbook, Etsy's social media channels, or Etsy's success podcasts. So lots of opportunities to get featured in one of those. All you have to do is submit the story submission form. I'll put a link below. Let me pop it up so you guys can take a look at the form and see what it looks like. So here's what the form looks like. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to tell them about yourself, link your shop, name, address. Are you running your business full-time? Do you run your business by yourself or with others? Where do you want to get featured? Now, if you're going to do this, click all these boxes. Don't be choosy. This is going to be a good thing regardless if you're getting featured. And then tell your Etsy story in 400 words or less, and it gives you examples of what to cover. Now, what inspired you to open your Etsy shop? Any major milestones, challenges you've overcome? How has your Etsy income impacted your household? And then, have you worked with media before? If so, share links to any recent press you received. And then submit it. That's it. Simple as that. Go in. Literally, it should take you less than 10 minutes to complete. And you could possibly get featured, which is always a good thing to get featured. Either way, it's good practice. I would highly recommend any of you that have an Etsy shop to just go ahead and do this, whether you think you're going to get featured or not. You never know. You never know. You don't have many sales. You're a smaller shop. Who cares? Do it anyways. It's good practice. And yet they may feature you. You really don't know what's going to happen. You would be surprised as to what positive things could happen just by taking action, just by doing something seemingly small like this. Your shop could get featured and your sales could literally blow up overnight. Not to mention, if you do get featured, even if your sales don't blow up, which I would find hard to believe, you could use this as media for the future. You can feature this if you have your own website on Etsy. I was featured in Etsy's blog, or I was featured here by Etsy, or as seen in, or as featured in. It's going to help you. It's going to add more validity to your shop, legitimacy to your stuff. So go ahead and submit your story to Etsy so you guys can get featured. I would highly encourage you to do it. You just don't know what good could come out of it if you go ahead and submit your story. But those are the two things I really wanted to cover today. Things that Etsy's continually doing to make to keep Etsy safe and unique, and how to get featured in one of their media avenues. Those are the two things I wanted to cover. Hopefully that helps you guys out to stay informed as to what is going on out there as far as the relevant stuff. But I'll be back soon next week with some more really good videos for you guys. If you like this stuff, please leave me a like, share, comment, feedback, review. For listening on the podcast, helps me reach more sellers out there like you, helps keep me motivated and engaged, keep bringing the fire with these episodes for you guys. But I'll be back soon. Have an amazing rest of your day and a good weekend.